our first team and project. So this is project number 1, Hyponym reporting. I will turn things over to Nathan and Cyrillo, who will introduce their project, their team, and to tell us what it's all about.
Thank you so much, Brad. Cyrillo is going to start presenting his screen now, but this is a project that kind of came up at the SIIM meeting that really I thought was an awesome project. The goal of this project really was to come together with some dictation software to improve our productivity. So let's just go to the member page. We have a number of people that contributed to this project. If you can go to the next slide when we can. And in various ways, some people helped with some of our Google Drive spreadsheets, and some people helped with putting the PowerPoint together and providing ideas and feedback throughout. Go next slide. So basically, the background of this project is that a lot of radiology reporting in particular is shifted from free dictation to more structured reporting. And the idea with this is that your attention as a radiologist isn't only on the imaging, that you have a lot of distracted attention on the report itself. And finding ways to help with this is something that we came up with in one of our dictation softwares. So we use these hyponyms while dictating to help minimize this distraction, and using the dictation software, it will help direct these findings into the appropriate sections of the report. Next slide. And so one of the things that we did was we created and shared and collaborated on a number of different hyponyms or keywords for each of the sections, the chest, abdomen, and pelvis, and breaking it down from these larger sections into more organ-specific sections. And so that depending on what type of report you'd like to build for yourself, you can include many of these preset words with a simple copy and paste into your report in order to do so. An example of one of these is within the, like one of these spreadsheets. Yep, you good? It was coming up, we can see it. Is going to be something like the devices. You can say you have a device or a therapy port or tube, catheter, or line. And in your dictation template, when it detects that word, it will actually direct that whole sentence into that section. And so that's one of the things that we'll do for yourself. We'll keep going so we can show the videos, Cyrillo. We made a couple videos. Yep, here are some other examples that we have. The number of words doesn't matter in these sections. You can kind of add and take away to that. And so this is something that you can also customize pretty easily without a lot of knowledge. But there's not a lot of resources currently about how to do this, other than a few things that they talk about in a powerscribe or in the manual for our dictation software. So let's move on. Let's keep going. And we did talk about hypernyms just being larger sections, such as chest or abdomen or pelvis, whereas the hyponym is the smaller, like lung or pleura, smaller root of this. And so it's kind of a larger tree for hypernym, with the branches being the hyponyms within that. Yep, kind of like that diagram has there. And then let's go down towards one of our videos to show. So there's a lot of back work here and Excel sheets. We're going to give you an example of that now. I'm going to hand it over to Cyrillo.
Thank you, Nathan. Here it is, the first video. Hopefully will play. Now, so this is a demonstration for hyponym dictating using findings mode on PowerScribe 360. We're going to get started now. Enter findings, compare some CT, 127.21, period, new paragraph. Unremarkable thyroid gland, period, no supraclavicular adenopathy, period, no axillary adenopathy, period, heart size is within normal limits, period, no pericardial effusion, period, the esophagus is non-dilated, period, trach and central airways are patent, period, no mediastinal adenopathy, period, new paragraph. Post resection changes in the right lung with no new suspicious pulmonary abnormality, period, mild dependent opacities and atelectasis at the posterior lower lobes, period, new paragraph. Small hepatic hemangioma in the right lobe, 1 centimeters, 0 image 132 period paragraph. No new suspicious focal liver abnormality period. Contracted gallbladder period. No biliary duct dilatation period. Unremarkable pancreas period. No splenomegaly period paragraph. No new suspicious renal abnormality or hydronephrosis period paragraph. No mesenteric or retroperitoneal adenopathy period paragraph. No ascites or focal peritoneal abnormality period paragraph. No acute abnormality or dilatation period. The aorta and IVC are patent and normal in caliber period paragraph. The prostate is unremarkable period. No focal abnormality of the urinary bladder period. No pelvic side wall or inguinal adenopathy period paragraph. No new suspicious skeletal abnormality period paragraph. Impression in line. Post resection changes in the right lung period. No tumor recurrence or metastatic disease period. Apply findings. So now the hyponym just, so this is the end of the dictation on my where all the words containing or phrases containing the hyponym matched the fields and created the final report. I signed the report. The main finding here is that my and Nathan can also show that my eyes on the screen when I'm not dictating with hyponym dictating, usually it goes when this eye tracking example goes to the dictation with the hyponym dictating the eye, the interpreting physician or radiologist eye will stay along the images. Now, Nathan, back to you here.
Yeah, thank you so much. So yeah, we actually, Cyrillo helped pilot a website, kind of a new website that we're working on to talk about this, to talk about hyponyms, how to create templates that use hyponyms. And so this is something that we've worked on and that Cyrillo's worked on a lot. The eye tracking is something I haven't done on my own, but I know that when I do hyponym dictation with my templates that I have prepared for that, that I'm able to just focus on the study. And it looks like that's our timer to wrap us up. So thank you so much. This is what we've been working on. The goal of this project is really just to have us dictate more freely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So let me now turn it over to the judges to ask any questions that they might have. We have 2 minutes.
First quick one is, so what's the technology flow underneath? So I saw there were spreadsheets. So is it doing like a lookup in the spreadsheet and then using that to figure out how to paste into the template, or?
Yeah, it's within the auto text editor actually. So it's within the individual fields. If you go back a couple slides, Cyrillo, it shows an example of that. With the technical difficulties, we weren't able to. It's on my my slides go towards the end. But you basically put in these keywords. They're pastable files that you can put in here. Coming up, one more right here. So it's in these. Go back, or yeah, right there. So it's in this section of a fill-in field. And so what you'll do is you'll actually paste your keywords there. That's where the hyponyms go. You can't have duplicate hyponyms within a report. And so you actually have to be careful about your selection of words.
So this
and
is
the program
a
does help with that. Yes.
Of powerscribe. Okay.
It's an underutilized feature, actually, is what I would say as well. I've talked to a lot of different radiologists, and there's not a big community for this. There's only a handful of people that I've run into that ever use this.
I have one question as well. It sounds like this is thought out, and if it works as expected, it seems to really save time and help you organize your reports without having to consciously think about it. What happens? So the diagram that you have shown is a tree. So your chest, lung, and so on. So what happens if when you dictate a sentence where it's not actually a tree, the sentence could qualify under multiple hypernyms? For instance, a chest tube. If you mention a chest tube and the chest, or sorry, a chest tube and the lung, then it could potentially qualify as under devices or chest.
Yeah, no, thank you for that question. So what I've discovered from like kind of just troubleshooting and breaking the program is that the powerscribe actually reads the sentence from left to right. And so whichever word it gets first, that's the section it will go to. So if you say cardiopulmonary, and right, I've got two different systems there, it should go in the cardiac section. And so you want to be careful about which words you do use. And even then, let's say it puts it in the wrong section, you still have focused attention on your report. It holds that sentence. And you would just have to edit your powerscribe report and make sure it goes in the right section.
And another thing, you can use defining words for the hyponym, for example, right and left, and they will go in different section in the report. Or, for example, you can use mediastinal nodes. So they know that the nodes that are described is going to go to the mediastinal. You can use defining words for your hyponyms or for to find it the right field to go.
Yep.
Okay, that's 2 minutes. So that just flew by.